Hey everyone, this is Aiswan Shojib and today we're going to talk about the new Intel mobile chips that were released on 3rd of April. So these chips are really interesting. Intel did release a few mobile chips a few months ago when they released the Coffee Lake, but these are different. So they have released three major types of processors. First of them is Kaby Lake R, which is the Kaby Lake Refresh. They're the U series processors, which have a lower TDP of around 15 watts and are targeted towards ultrabooks. And secondly, they have Coffee Lake mobile chips, which have 6 cores and 12 threads. These are the first mobile 6-core processors. They have a 45 TDP and have an integrated GPU with them. The previous Kaby Lake R also had integrated GPU with them, and they had 4 cores instead of dual cores, so that's a good start, I guess. And the most interesting, at least the ones I like, are Kaby Lake G. They are the Kaby Lake CPUs with Vega GPUs. These are 65 watts or 100 watt TDP processors with very powerful integrated GPUs. They can even perform more or less like a GT 1050 according to Intel. So I don't know, like we're gonna see benchmarks really soon, so wait for that. So now let's talk about the Kaby Lake R processors. There were 4 processors released on this Kaby Lake R lineup, and those were a Core i7, 2 Core i5s and 1 Core i3. So the Core i7, which is the best in this lineup, is 8559U instead of the 8550U from the previous lineup, and the 8559U has a 2.7 GHz base clock and a 4.5 GHz boost clock. It has 8 MB of L3 cache memory and 128 MB of L4 cache memory. So this is a new add-on to this lineup, and it's gonna be, I don't know how it will perform, but I think it's gonna be good because those processor caches are really fast. So yeah, and it's 128 MB, so it's a really large amount of cache. Okay, I digress. So, and all of them has Iris Plus GPU integrated to them. So compared to the previous generation, processor or its predecessor actually, which is the 8550U, it had Intel HD 620 GPU, integrated GPU, and the Iris Plus is way better than that. So I guess you guys can even game on your ultrabooks now. Not like AAA titles, but like normal games, you know, like you can even play Fortnite. Fortnite is not that intensive, so yeah, Fortnite is a really popular game if you don't know. Plus the Core i5s are 8259 and 8269U, and you can see the specs of that. The Core i3 here is 2 cores, dual core and hyper-threaded as dual core 4 threads, and its base clock and boost clocks are more higher than the Core i5 and Core i7, but it has only a cache memory of 4 MB of L3 and 128 MB of L4 cache, and all of their TDPs are 15 watts, and all of them has Intel Iris Plus GPU. So let's talk about the Coffee Lake mobile CPUs. So most of the CPUs which were released in the Coffee Lake lineup are 8 series CPUs, which has 6 cores. 8 series, if you don't know what it means, you should watch Linus's videos up there. He described what these letters mean. So 8 series means workstation grade or gaming grade CPUs with a really powerful GPU like Iris and stuff, which Intel makes. So these CPUs are really interesting. Okay, let me watch and say. So there are 7 CPUs released in this lineup. One of them is the Core i9, like my PC. So the Core i9 8950HK, which is unlocked and can be overclocked too, has a base clock of 2.9 GHz and a boost clock of 4.8 GHz, which has 6 cores and 12 threads, has a TDP of 45 watts. So a Core i9 mobile CPU, it doesn't have vCore enabled, so not for professional use. vCore is complicated, I'm going to describe it later. It has 12 MB of cache. There are some Xeon processors released in this lineup. Those are Xeon mobile processors. You can watch the slide I just showed. It is described all the processors and all the charts from Intel. So this is interesting because Core i9 mobile processors are really new. The Core i lineup was released last year as the high-end best of the best processors in Intel's lineup, and it's really interesting to see Core i9s in laptops. And it was seen that Asus, Gigabyte, MSI has made a few of their best of the best gaming laptops with Core i9, so it will be interesting to see how it performs in 45 TDP. Like I don't know, I'm not gonna comment about the performance, but it's gonna be great. And the Xeon lineup I just talked about has ECC support, but it doesn't have overclock support, so we're gonna see a lot of mobile workstations, serious workstations with ECC memory really soon. So let's talk about the desktop CPUs that was released on 3rd April. So they are Intel Core i5 8600, Intel Core i5 8500, Intel Core i3 8300, Intel Core i7 8700T. The T stands for low powered small architecture, so they have a lower TDP and can perform efficiently. Then Intel Core i5 8600T, Intel Core i5 8500T, Intel Core i5 8400T, Intel Core i3 8300T, and Core i3 8100T. So Intel Core i7 8700T, 8600T, and 8500T has vCore enabled, and the Core i5 8600 and 8500 have vCore enabled. I'm not going to talk about what vCore is in this video. I'm going to have another video later about it, but it's really important for business oriented persons and for professional use, like the name suggests. So yeah, if you need vCore, like, you should Google it up or wait for my video. You should get a CPU which has vCore enabled. It's really important. So okay, so these are the CPUs which were released on April. We were waiting for it. We definitely were. So a few of our friends were talking about buying CPUs lately and buying laptops with gaming CPUs in them, and I told them to wait for it. So they're here already. So guys, if you're watching this video, see, I told you, you would have wasted around $1,500 of your money for buying our old series old series gaming cards, gaming computers. See, they have 6 cores now. You're gonna have much better performance. You can even stream while gaming. It's a really important thing for gamers or streamers, you know. Let's talk about why Intel dropped them now. So later this month, AMD is about to release the Ryzen 2, Threadripper 2, and their Ryzen mobile CPUs, okay, mobile CPUs. So Intel literally blocked their success by releasing all this awesome hardware. Like, I don't know how AMD is gonna respond to it, but Intel has done something really good. Like, they have brought 6 cores to the mobile segment. That's really special. And they've brought ECC support to the mobile segment. They have brought Core i9 to the mobile segment. I'm not sure how it's gonna perform, okay? I haven't seen any benchmarks yet, but I don't know how it will perform or not. I'm just letting you guys know. So yeah, so guys, thank you for watching my video. This is Exxon Shojib signing out. Like this video if you liked it, comment down below if you have anything to say. Share these videos with your friends who are willing to buy laptops or desktop CPUs and they don't know what they should buy. Oh, I should say this, but Intel has released the H series, B series, and A series motherboards, so you don't have to buy the Z370 motherboard with a locked CPU, so you can buy locked motherboard too. So I thought that was important. So yeah, peace out. Oh yeah, I almost forgot to tell you that Intel Optane is better now. So if you have a SSD, which is your boot drive, you can now accelerate your media by, or huge data drive, or HDD, which you have as your secondary drive, using Optane. So Optane used to only accelerate boot drives, but now it can accelerate your media drives too. Like you can have an SSD, which is a boot drive, and a hard drive where you have your Steam library or your media files, and you can accelerate it with Optane. Now Optane works better. I don't know, I haven't tested it yet, ever. So yeah, look out for that if you want to accelerate your Steam library. So